So yeah, this was the look on his face after she walked away. So he's definitely up to something. Probably that leftover beef with Kyle from when he was messing with Tracy. So Mike meets with Jackson, and I just feel sorry for him because he is not cut out for this at all. He tried to quit, Bunny wouldn't let him, and now he's pulled into this Mike thing, looking out for Kyle. And I was kind of annoyed with Mike in this scene because I know Mike's stressed out and stuff, but look, he says to the boy or to the young man, and he said to him, you know, why are you looking so sad? Because he's like, I'll do my best, and Mike's like, you don't get a trophy for this. Listen, I'm nice until I don't have to be, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but clearly the boy is worried, and so Mike says, well, he's a young man, but he looks so young. Mike says to him, is there anything you have to say? What do you have to say? You look so sad, and he says to him, he said, is this why Carney's dead? Mike. And Mike tells him this doesn't have to do with the other. One thing doesn't have to do with the other. But he said the exact same thing to Kyle. And obviously it's connected, but he's just saying what he has to say. But I don't think this kid's going to die. For some reason, I don't think he will. But it's looking like he will. But I don't know. I don't think he will. But I feel so bad for him because he doesn't want to do this. And now he's roped into this mess. Lord, he is high as a kite. Kyle, it hasn't even been a week. And then he initiates the conversation with Callahan. So Callahan is so pleased with himself because he's got Kyle. He's reeling him in. And I just cannot believe that Mike does not know this yet. Mike goes in to see the warden and he's angry. And he mentions Carney. And she was like, it's sad. Or she didn't say it's sad, but she made a comment like, yeah, this it didn't happen in my prison. So, and then she was like, why are you here, Mike? And she said, your brother's safe and secure. And he's just pissed that he's not getting access to his brother. And their conversations are really intense. And she said to him, well, it doesn't matter whether you barge in here or not, or get buzzed in or use the proper channels. You always seem to have access when it comes to your brother. And then I was like, oh, shoot, because I'm thinking of Jackson, right? She's going to figure out that he's looking out for Mike, looking out for Kyle for Mike. And I'm like, oh, she's a tough one. And Mike does not like it, but he knows how to handle it. She was like, do we have a problem? And they kind of did a little stare down. And then Mike, she was like, do we understand each other? He said, yeah, I think we do. This is what I mean by all these moving parts. And then Ian goes and grabs Robert out of the bar. He brings him home, or he comes out and he asks him, Robert's tore up. And he asks him where his truck is. And Robert said, oh, I backed into something or something backed into me and I have a rental car. And so they get in his rental car, which I'm like, what does a rental car have to do with anything? So they get in the rental car and Ian drives Robert home. They get to his house, and at first, when he pulls into the garage, I thought he was going to leave the car running and leave Robert in there. But he does. I think he cares about Robert, and but then this look he has while he's in the house, he picks up Robert's gun that was on the counter, and he takes it and puts it. I thought he put it in his pocket, but he ended up putting it. He put it on the refrigerator. I guess he put it on the refrigerator unless he switched out his gun. I don't know. See, this is what I'm talking about. And so he goes and gets Robert water. Robert's still drinking, even though he threw up outside of the car. Um, and he leaves Robert and he goes walking. He walks, I don't know where he's walking to because he left his vehicle, because he took Robert's rental car. He drove Robert home. I don't know why he wouldn't have just taken the rental car, and Robert didn't need a car anyway at that point. But that was weird. He just takes off walking. So Ian does. So I don't know. There's all these little things that are probably going to come together. Robert did mention that his wife left. Frank and Bunny are talking about Bunny losing his workers. They were young, and Bunny's still pissed about that. And Frank was like, "Do you trust me?" Bunny's like 60%, and they're like, "Ha ha ha." This whole Frank. So anyway, Frank said he'll handle it. The warden and Torres are leaving, and I thought for sure something was gonna blow up. But anyway, they're leaving, and he acts like he has something to say to her, and she says what, and he said, "Oh, it's contained," and she's like, "Of course it is," and she said, "Now go home." So she gets in her car. She nervously takes some pills. Her hands are shaking. She seems so put together, and then they show us here in the car. She's stressed out or something, and then she takes her weapon out with an extended mag and sits it on the car seat like she's ready to go. I can't wait to dig into her, like her past and her origin story. There's got to be a lot going on there. Kyle wakes up to a bunch of pills underneath his pillow, like a lot. And they show Callahan. Callahan is so pleased with himself, as well, I don't know. Kyle was an easy nut to crack, in my opinion. Carney's going away, not going away, but his, I don't know, memorial sort of. That said, I like Carney. Cindy shows up, sits with Mike. Mm-hmm. I think I see a couple. I do like her. I like her. I definitely like her better than Iris. And I like her better for Mike than Evelyn. Now, this here, Frank said he was going to take care of the cartel, right? So he sends two guys. Two guys. Two guys to go into this building. You don't know how many people are in there. You send two guys. Okay, Frank, let's see. And they're in there cleaning up the things they used when they got rid of Bunny's boys. So if there was a doubt who did it, we know for sure because there's evidence. Now all these cartel guys are going out the back, right? The Sicario kid was telling them all to go out the back very calmly, I might add, as all the fire is going on in the background. Calm people, you got to watch out for them. And so I can't get over the fact that Mr. Frank, I'm going to handle it, only sent two people. I don't care if they did have a flamethrower or whatever it was. And they go in and they burn up everything. They get quite a few people, but they don't get everybody, not even close. And they definitely didn't get the one guy, the Sicario guy. They walk out after they've done all that, not even checking to see if maybe there were other people. They just, I guess they figured they got everybody. Again, Frank, I'm not impressed with your guys and what you got going on. So this guy, I don't know what his name is, and Ian calls him Sicario, or Mike does. So Sicario, who very much walked out like the Terminator, and they even had a little music that sounds similar to the Terminator music, very calmly shoots the two guys that Frank sent in the back because they never turned around once. He shot the other guy, the tank that he had, and it blew him up, and he caught fire. And there's the Terminator looking at us. That's what I'm calling him, the Terminator. That's what I'm calling him, looking at his work calmly. So I'm not impressed with what Frank did. I can't wait to see the next episode to see, because sending two guys in to go after the cartel is crazy work to me. So anyway, there were a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things that are probably going to that I hope will tie together, which I'm sure they will. But I did like this episode. It was a lot going on. So tune in next time with episode 4.